Hey everybody, welcome to Steele Wars. I am Steele Saunders and I do love Star Wars. And we are joined on this Monday post-celebration, post-double no-show from your host at Celebration with Hawes Burkhardt. How you doing?
Hey, buddy. I'll be honest, missing this one stings a bit.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, I just it's the location more than anything for me, right?
You do these things to like just be able to survive in life. Like these, you come to terms with things. But I'm like, Celebration and Japan sounds like a lot.
Yeah, see, that was the main reason that it wasn't going to work for me is because I wasn't like I would not want to go just for Celebration. So I would have needed to have either a significant amount of time before or after Celebration, and it just wasn't feasible.
And do you know what makes it a little bit sweeter for me?
What's that?
Celebration 2027.
Birmingham, Alabama, baby. They finally did it.
Los Angeles.
Hey, if there ever was a Birmingham celebration, I guarantee for you guys it'd be the most fun celebration you've ever been to. Guarantee it.
I don't know. I've been to some pretty fun ones.
Me too, buddy. I know it's saying a lot.
Yeah. So, LA Convention Center.
Sick.
I literally, we drove past it just before Celebration, and I was like, they had a celebration here once.
They did, yep. 30th anniversary of A New Hope, which would have been 2007.
Yeah, it was something like that. I'd never been to a celebration then, but
me neither.
The yeah, so it's quite weird. Do I get a hotel? I don't know what I'm doing.
Right? How far of a drive is it for you?
Oh, I'll tell you. I will tell you right now. It's 9 o'clock, so it'll be pretty good traffic. LA Convention Center, 22 minutes at the moment.
Okay.
So there you go. Very excited about that. But we've got a press release from Disney about everything that went on at Celebration, which they just emailed to me for some reason, and so that's we'll go through that. That'll be very exciting. But you wanted to share a
this is it's a post from Star Wars official Instagram page, but it's Tamora Morrison, and it is so funny. Love this dude. Also, listen, and a hat guy.
And a hat guy.
There's Boba Fett.
Oh wait, do I?
Looking at Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they gave me a nod like this, and I gave them a nod like this. They got the right guy. What a moment. It was just a nod of approval. But we both nodded, and we knew we had the right guy. One of those nods. Just every now and then in life, you need a nod to say you're the man. We made the right decision. Please call me. My fondest Star Wars moment was walking into the room all dressed as Boba Fett, looking at Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. They gave me a nod like this.
All right, there you go. Nod life. Man,
that was pretty funny, right?
halfway through, I was like, man, he said not a lot.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny is I also saw him. I was, in and out of the.
Josh Chapman's on the plane. He just landed back in Melbourne.
Man, jet setter, that Chapman. I was in and out checking the live stream while they were going, and there was a moment when him and Daniel Logan were on the celebration stage getting interviewed, and he stood up and told that same story. The nod story.
He's got gear.
Yeah, he went prepared.
It'd sort of be unnerving if he could just do that randomly anyway. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was almost like Tarantino-esque or something.
John Favreau, the stank he puts on John Favreau's last name, love it.
The stank. So what was your what watching Celebration? What was your vibe?
I mean, main vibe, wish I was there, but I, was a pretty big fan of most of the big reveals. There's a couple that I'm really excited about.
Really?
Yeah. So, and then today there's another random story about Carlton Cuse and his son writing a Star Wars series. for Disney
Yeah.
Plus. That's exciting too.
It's very interesting.
They said, we tried the one guy from Lost and it didn't work. Let's try the other guy from Lost.
Yeah. A little Nepo co-writer getting in there as well.
Last time we saw that was Solo. Wasn't it Lawrence Kasdan and his son that wrote that movie?
I forgot about what was his name?
Jake Kasdan? Is that
Jim
his-
Kasdan?
I think it's Jake. Let me see. Yeah. Jake Kasdan, that's him.
He was a bit much from memory.
I don't remember having a great feeling about him afterwards, but I don't remember much of why. There's been a lot that's happened since then.
It was the 16th occurrence of apparently a biannual global event.
Okay.
With over. Are they counting this per day? Like, are they adding this up or what? It says 105,000 guests.
I saw that figure too. And I saw that figure like on Saturday, our time, right? So I don't know if that is every single person that went all 3 days, they count 3 times. I don't know. I feel like they would kind of have to, right? 105,000?
It feels like a lot.
Feels like a whole lot.
Wait. Let's just Google what the capacity for this convention center is.
Okay, yeah. What was the convention center called? Let me see. I'll figure this out.
Wow. Stumped.
What convention center? Okay. All right. It's Makuhari Messe.
It has to be over the. I just don't think there's a convention center that's got a capacity of 100,000 people.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of people there, but capacity.
I know too much behind the scenes info about pro wrestling to believe attendance figures.
It is Apparently 1,000,000 square feet. This place doesn't have much of a.
So everyone like just kept to themselves. You get 1,000,000 people in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
just like boxed up. Well, that doesn't really help at all, Hawes.
It sure doesn't. I'm not finding that. I would have figured that it would be more readily available what the capacity of that place is. But it sure doesn't seem to be.
They're very sensitive about their capacity.
Maybe. It's also, you know how the convention center in Chicago was like it was a few different places, right? Connected by like those walkways and stuff. It seems kind of similar here. You know what I mean?
Catherine's at Tokyo Disneyland.
Hell yeah.
Fresh off meeting Diego Luna himself.
That's even better than going to Disneyland. Okay.
Oh, and actually, if I kept reading the press release, it did list what the convention center was named. Also.
Oh, okay.
So sorry about that.
It's all good.
It was an 8% increase in overall attendance from last celebration,
which was London?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was also the fastest celebration to sell out. So there you go. Awesome. But I guess the most shocking thing up top, Mandalorian and Grogu panel featured a Gosling run-in.
It did.
So the rumors about is it Sean Levy?
I believe it's Levy.
Okay. I know, Billy, the last one was in London, mate. They had it without you. Sorry.
Yeah, there was Anaheim, then London, right? Yeah. And then Japan.
So Sean Levy. Shauno.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars Starfighter, an all-new standalone adventure taking place approximately 5 years after the events of 2019's Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Wow, there's a sentence for you. This excites me.
Okay.
Like into the future.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing I'm most excited about.
The future.
Mm-hmm.
It's here soon. I'm sick of the past. I'm done with it. Not that happy with the present either.
Yeah.
Damn you. But just the fact that it's just in the future, and it's free.
A standalone. Yeah.
Well, the standalone thing, I don't exactly like. You know,
I'll be 100% honest with you. Don't necessarily buy that, because I don't see how you don't have some sort of connection to the sequel trilogy in some way, right?
Unless you're just out on that outer rim, baby.
That's true. That could be
The old outer rim. But the film, which will begin production this fall, is an entirely new adventure featuring all new characters set in a period of time that has not been explored on screen yet. Star Wars Starfighter will be released in Australian and New Zealand cinemas on May 27th, 2027. So chomp on that, Hawes. No American release as yet.
Yeah, they're gonna do, like, you know how they did the staggered releases of the Phantom Menace. They're gonna do that.
Just 2 seconds.
Yep, you got it.
No, we had mac and cheese. Um,
Love some mac and cheese, by
oh,
the way. Yeah, it is interesting. They also, I feel like, really hit all the other movies that are still in production too, right? Like they made sure to mention those. And like a day or two ago, there was some update about a new writer on the Taika Waititi Star Wars movie of all things.
really?
Yeah. Kathleen Kennedy specifically mentioned in an interview, I can't remember the writer's name. They wrote a movie called Poor Things, a movie that came out within the last couple of years. And she mentioned that he's now writing the script with Taika.
Okay. I'll just wait there. I think there's a bug emergency in the.
Oh, I understand that.
Why don't you go? Why don't you go
I'm
through
gonna talk
some?
to chat.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Billy said that's like 2 weeks after an Avengers. I think that seems like some wild placement. Mandalorian and Grogu and Starfighter are both coming out very closely to the next two Avengers movies, which I agree, Billy, doesn't seem like a great idea considering what happened the last time they released a Star Wars movie around one of those Avengers movies. Now, you could say Marvel's not in as strong of a position as they were during that time frame, but I don't know that would be accurate when it comes to the next big Avengers movie. I feel like that movie's going to make a lot of money. It does seem weird, though. Yeah, Mando's coming out 3 weeks after Avengers, and then Starfighter is coming out before or after, too. Very close. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Jackson. They could move these. There's no doubt about that. Is there an Avatar movie coming out during that time, too? Because it would make me wonder why not December for at least one of them. You're also not wrong, Tough Luck. I feel like Mandalorian and Grogu is more of a get people to the theaters than Solo, especially when you consider the marketing for Solo was really weird too. Well, I think there's an Avatar movie coming out this Christmas. And then there's more coming after him at some point. Probably not. I don't know. That scheduling stuff is definitely weird, I think. That's the question. See, the thing is, I do think publicly, like the general public is way more aware and interested in a Mandalorian and Grogu movie versus a Solo movie, mainly because you're not dealing with someone playing him besides Harrison Ford. You have to hope it has better marketing than Solo had. And Grogu is the most omnipresent Star Wars thing in the last few years. Grogu's everywhere. So everybody kind of knows Grogu. If they don't know he's Grogu, they call him Baby Yoda. So, oh, what's up, that geek Andy? What's up, buddy? See, this is the thing. Given the amount of money that they spent making this movie, it doesn't have to be like a massive $1.5 billion success for it to be a success either. They've spent significantly less on Mandalorian and Grogu than they have any of the modern Star Wars movies. Yeah, I think it's still popular. I mean, you hear about it all the time, people that they like a show and they're like, okay, so for me, I'll use Lost as an example. I really like Lost. The third season was rough, but it didn't mean like I wasn't there for the fourth season, right? So if you think about Mandalorian and Grogu as what is essentially the fourth season, for lack of a better term, of this show, I think it'll get people out to see it. But it doesn't have to make a ton of money. I mean, it needs to make a good amount of money, and the better Mandalorian and Grogu does in the theaters, the more secure we are for future Star Wars movies. Yeah. Yeah, the volume alone makes the cost of the Mandalorian and Grogu way cheaper.
Dude, it got real.
What happened? I feel like I held down the fort all right, buddy. I didn't do a lot of like humming, so I think I did an all right job.
Yeah, there was a serious bit of bug in the bedroom.
What? Tell me. I'm already terrified. Tell me what happened.
It was very feisty. Like I was trying to like get it under like the Tupperware in a piece of like paper.
Uh-huh.
To like, and it did escape a couple. It was
What kind of bug was it?
like a roachy sort of thing. Jackie's just walking past making similar faces.
I I had the old pest control come out for the first time this like spring.
Oh, yeah?
And when the guy showed up, he's like, "Oh, you're the guy that told me I don't want bugs coming anywhere near my house. Do what you got to do." And I was like, "Yeah, that's me."
Oh wow! So you've got like a lava pit of.
No. Well, I don't know what they do, but it does a decent job. I fucking hate bugs.
Yeah. You just got these weird warts at the back of your head now, though.
Oh, well, listen. What's one more thing?
True that. There was like a little like video for this. Like a
Yeah, a title teaser or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought I had it. Wait there. Would it be on like Star Wars' Instagram or something?
Probably. I'll say, while you're looking it up, I think the fact that this movie's called Star Wars Starfighter means that Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron movie that ain't ever happening at this point.
She's like just roller skated out of contention.
I saw somebody, and when I saw this online, I was like, I got to bring this up to Steele because he'll hate this.
Okay, great. Fantastic.
I saw somebody online speculating that it's called Star Wars Starfighter because that's going to be Ryan Gosling character's last name.
Well, that's upsetting.
Now, this was not backed up by anything. This was just a general theory.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It's a bad one.
Did you like try to publicly humiliate this person after this, or?
No, it was in a Reddit post, and I don't wade into those. I just read them.
Good call. Good call. All right, I'm not seeing anything on. Oh wait, it does go.
Is it on their Is it on the YouTube channel?
I don't know. It does go a lot further back than I first anticipated. The actual
Instagram, yeah, they did a ton of posts.
Bro. They they went all out with the posts.
Yeah, man.
I'm seeing nothing but posts. Oh, here we go. I have found it though, I believe. Man, that was well posted. That was full on.
Hayden Christensen commented and said, amazing.
Yeah, he's a shell.
Love that guy. Stop it.
Someone said there was like some sort of lightsaber noise in there, but
I saw somebody saying something about lightsabers or like the wing of a starfighter or something. I don't see it anytime I watch it.
all right. How about this one from Jackson? Something about Star Wars Starfighter doesn't work for me.
It sounds a little simple or something, I think. There's something about it that doesn't. And
Is it worse than Solo, a Star Wars story? And the answer is no.
I don't know. I also can't help but think of Star Wars Starfighter, the video game that came out in 1999 either. So. Or it probably came out later than 99.
What sort of game was that?
It had to be later than 99 because it came out on the PlayStation 2, which came out in 2001, and it was a game where you were a Naboo pilot. So you flew around the Naboo starfighter on little missions and stuff. And then they did a sequel called Star Wars Jedi Starfighter, where you flew the Jedi Starfighter.
Did they have that for Nintendo, that Naboo one? I feel like I maybe played that.
I think it might have only been on PlayStation, but there was the Battle for Naboo on Nintendo 64.
Yes.
And it had more than just I think you could fly the ships, but you could also fly the other vehicle or pilot the other vehicles too, if I remember correctly.
Hey, so I'm just reading this thing about Carlton Cuse.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, his son Nick. Okay, apparently his son worked with Damon Lindelof on The Leftovers as well as Watchmen.
Okay. He was like, listen, I can't work with him anymore, but if you need a gig, I'll hook you up with Damon.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I'm fascinated. I hope it's not too out of unknown regions, the Outer Rim. Like, I hope it's like in the action.
Yeah, well, so this is when you think about it, because they mentioned the Ray movie again and mentioned how it's still in the works, and then they mentioned that trilogy that Simon Kinberg is working on, which we also know is post episode 9. So I just feel like, how do the Ray movie and Starfighter not have something to do with the trilogy that's also down the line? You see what I mean?
Well, it's hard to imagine they'd all be separate.
Yeah, right? Yeah. All taking place in the same time period and stuff.
Or thereabouts. But yeah, I'm so excited about like the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I also think it's interesting that this is the movie they're releasing the same year as the 50th anniversary of Star Wars. Right?
Yeah. I just think they're glad to get a movie out.
You're not wrong. I'm glad they're getting movies out, buddy. The other thing is, the celebration in Los Angeles is going to be a big one because it will be the big final push promotionally for this movie and the 50th anniversary of A New Hope. It's a pretty big celebration.
And in LA.
And in LA.
Yeah, it's quite a deal. I might go.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you're going, buddy.
Yeah, I'm going.
Come on. And then the rest of the panel was Mandalorian and Grogu.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Sigourney Weaver was there. Pedro Pascal was there wearing the wildest outfit.
I'll scroll down to that.
The pants, the shorts, and riding boots, so only his knees are exposed.
Wait, I think there might be a better photo.
I bet you there's a reel of him on the Instagram in that drip.
You can see it right there.
I've been fascinated with this outfit since the first day of Celebration.
Stop screen right there. Did I just do the wrong? What did I do the right? Oh no, that's wrong. So, oh wait, I'm zooming on the wrong page. So these high boots with long shorts.
Mm-hmm. And then just the knees are popping.
It's quite a vibe.
It is. The boots themselves are like the real, and to be honest, his shirt's a bit pirate shirty.
Oh, it's a bit puffy shirt, isn't it?
Yeah, and also I wish you could see the front of it, because when I showed it to my buddy Steve, he was like, it looks like somebody ran down the front of his shirt with a bicycle. Like the pattern on it looks like bicycle trip, like he got run over like in a cartoon.
Right there.
You gotta see it. As soon as he said that, I was like, that's a good pull. That's exactly what it looks like. Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver's pulling a face like she's just.
You see this guy's knees? You see these knees?
Yeah, so there's some images up here somewhere of
like him and Zeb.
Yeah, I was gonna get back on the right page. So this photo has got a lot going on. That's for sure. It's a tough photo to look. It's might upset some viewers that have taste. Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Mocking me. R5D4.
He's just rolling through, though. That's all that'll be. Well, actually, does Din hold on to him at the end of season 3?
Who knows?
I think he might, right? I like the droid behind him.
I like everything in comparison. But yeah, did you see I've got them up here, a few of the images. Did you watch any bootleg
Oh yeah, I sent you a bootleg.
Oh yeah, you did too. Well, there you
Yeah.
go. You've outed yourself distributing copyrighted material.
If anybody ever wants to see celebration footage right after the panel, just let me know. I got you. I'll find it so quick. I sent it to folks that were at celebration but not in the panel.
Oh, that's pretty handy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got like, did anything from Celebration make you more excited for this show? The Mandalorian and Grogu?
So I know I'm more positive on this than you are, but the footage, I was like, yeah, that looks pretty good. In all honesty, bootleg quality and all. Is this my most anticipated Star Wars thing? No, but I know as soon as we switch over into 2026 and we're 5 months out from a new Star Wars movie, I'm going to be very, very excited for it. I just know myself.
I hope so. Is this that everything's a reference in it?
That's this style of Star Wars. We're going to be getting this style of Star Wars a bit, and hopefully, the Starfighter new stuff too.
Yeah, I know. But just like even with everything that's like that they released. So they released some Mandalorian and Grogu, like the same thing that they showed at the
a little extended.
D23,
yeah.
With it was extended because there's the scenes with Sigourney Weaver,
and there's like more to this whole battle sequence with the AT-ATs.
Yes. The so Sigourney Weaver's like hiring them to do jobs. She's with the New Republic. Yeah, she's like an X-wing fighter.
And she's got a bowl of Cheez-Its on the table that Grogu's trying to get.
A bowl of cheese.
Cheez-Its, like cheese crackers.
I didn't see that on first watch. And then it shows them taking out 3 AT-ATs, which, they show what goes on in the neck of an AT-AT, but that's sort of like quite symbolic, I feel like. Like it's just like, oh, I wonder what the neck's like. Like,
oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
Like there's just nothing in the trailer or anything that's like, oh, that's unimaginable. That's like a whole new land. Like, or it's all just like, it's like, it's all like AI. It's all just reimagining of the old stuff.
There's quite a bit of that, no doubt.
A lovely photo here for those just listening to the audio of Sigourney Weaver in an X-wing pilot and Jon Favreau and some little droids. They're all about these droids at the moment. Do you know what the deal is with those?
They're such a good design. So this design first got introduced in the Jedi Fallen Order game. So like the little droid buddy that helps you out through both games, droid named BD, is that style of droid.
But they can actually make these guys like run around and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't they going to have them at like
Galaxy's Edge? They are.
Wild. Because that's what Galaxy's Edge, it needs just more like aliens and robots.
And then this is also, I think, neat. Next year when this movie comes out, Smuggler's Run, the Millennium Falcon ride, they're adding a new Mandalorian and Grogu mission to it. And then once you get past a certain point, you have the choice of going to like 4 other locations. So it can change even more there.
Wild.
Yeah.
This is so funny that one of the big moments from the Mandalorian and Grogu panel is a photo of the lead actor just dressed for the part.
And I made the joke that he took that backstage before the panel. He was not on set.
Well, it is quite a pose he's pulling here in this.
Oh yeah, it's heroic as all get out.
But yeah, I think that's the key to the film is how much helmetless time are we getting?
I think we'll definitely get some. I don't think you use this promo picture if not, because that looks like, and all jokes aside, like there's the backdrop and stuff. This is a promotional picture that we'll be seeing.
The I saw a thing where like Entertainment Tonight or someone asked him what was his favorite Mandalorian memory on set. And he's like in the interview, like going, "Oh, there's just so many." It's just like
humana. What would be awesome is if he changes his armor a bit in this movie and loses the fabric on his knees, his knee guards, so his knees are just exposed. Be sick.
That would be horrible.
You
You don't want to see a Mandalorian's knees. That'd be
probably don't. No.
Okay, so this is from StarWarsNews.net. This is the description of the footage. They showed 2 minutes of footage, a 1 minute scene shot as a single take with Pedro Pascal's Din Djarin blasting his way through the cockpit of a walker, then a 1 minute teaser featuring Zeb and Grogu swimming, and one final shot of presumably Rota the Hutt from the back inside a Coliseum. Doing a
And they're eating popcorn and stuff.
Yeah. It just sounds like a fever dream.
It kind of felt like a fever dream watching it, to be honest.
Like just at the end with the Hutt yelling.
Yeah. I've seen some people speculating that that's going to be on Nar Shaddaa, I think is how you say the planet name. You remember that from the EU?
Yeah, it was like the Hutt planet or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
That was one sketchy part of town.
If it's a planet, if we see a planet and there's a bunch of huts there, I'm not going to lie to you, Steele. I'm going to be a sucker for that.
That could be good.
Yeah. I like that idea.
All right. Fine. Have it your way.
I just don't see how. I find it hard to believe that this movie isn't just at least a good time. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be necessarily super impactful, but I think it'll be a good time.
All right.
It'll be fun.
I'll try not to overthink it.
I know that's tough. It's tough for me too, buddy. Like I have that same thing, but I think it'll be fun. I know. I mean, every first time I watch a Star Wars movie, for some reason, it's never really like a comfortable experience. You know what I mean? Like I'll have a good time, but I sort of have to settle into it, watching it a couple more times after the first time. You know?
They I always thought they blew it by not having the traditional opening at the start of all the movies.
I kind of agree. But I also grew up in a time when every single Star Wars anything had the crawl, including every single video game. So I've seen a lot of video game Star Wars crawls. So I don't necessarily only view it as something for the movies even. You know what I mean?
Got you.
It's something for Star Wars. So I wish they did the crawls too.
It's just like this connecting thing to connect them all together.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. It's classic.
It's classic. Don't need all the masks going past. Blub, 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 blub.
Oh, there's a new one. Buddy, you know that this time tomorrow, if I start right when it drops, I might just be finishing the 3rd episode of Andor around this time tomorrow.
Yeah, right. It's pretty serious.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to do a Hawes calls?
I can certainly try. That's really late for me to like then be kicking off recording, you know, but I can certainly try. If not, then I could do Wednesday.
Yeah. This is still happening so fast, Hawes.
I know.
So slow, then so fast. We
All
also
right, so that's it for movies, right? And
Pretty
then
much.
there was a good bit of Disney Plus stuff, this included.
Yeah, Ahsoka season 2 confirms Rory McCann as Baylan Skoll, which is a pretty big announcement.
I think so too. It had been rumored for a little bit, and I guess he and Ray Stevenson were like they knew each other. So I think that's kind of neat too.
Yeah, that's sort of sweet.
Johnny Grasso sent me this picture right there. I woke up the morning after the Ahsoka panel, and how I found this news out was this picture from Johnny Grasso that just said Darth Burkhart.
He is onto something there.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe I finally got a cosplay I can do, huh?
I reckon.
Hopefully this guy likes to sit down a little bit, you know?
Who doesn't?
They also confirmed Admiral Akbar versus Thrawn in Ahsoka Season 2.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
I think that sounds kind of sick.
Apparently they got it. They had to get a new Admiral Akbar head.
Yeah.
Filoni wanted it floppier or something.
Yeah, I saw that.
He likes his Mon Cal floppy.
Mm-hmm. What else? Oh, and Anakin. Hayden Christensen will be in Season 2 as well. Now, I didn't send you this because this one got taken down pretty quick, but I actually thought it was kind of neat. So, as of the time of the panel, they were saying they're going to start filming 4 days from then, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe tomorrow might be when they start.
And
they're like,
stalking.
We don't have a trailer or footage to show you guys. So they showed them a trailer that was concept art.
Yeah, right.
Which was pretty neat, I thought.
Have you seen it?
I saw little bits of it. I don't even think I've seen the full thing.
Got you. I think it was based on some Empire Strikes Back trailer.
Exactly.
And it was cut like a 70s TV promo.
Yep. It's really good, the little pieces I saw of it, but I couldn't find the full thing.
All right. What did you take from all the visions and that sort of stuff?
I'm excited. So, I was a big fan of Visions Volume 1. I wanted Star Wars anime for so long. So, Visions Volume 3, they announced that as part of Volume 3, there's going to be 3 sequels to shorts from Volume 1. So 3 of those stories are getting followed up. So it also happens to be like 3 of my favorites. I'm pretty stoked on that. So The Duel, which you might remember was the black and white one with the Ronin character. Like the very first one that kicked off Visions, that's getting a sequel. Then there's The Village Bride is getting a sequel. And The Ninth Jedi, which was my favorite one from Visions Volume 1. And that was the one that was set like way, way, way in the future, thousands of years in the future. And then they announced, so that's coming this year, October 29th, Visions Volume 3. But then they announced next year, there's a Ninth Jedi mini-series coming out.
So how does that work with, there's 2 different Ninth Jedi?
So I'm assuming that the short and Visions Volume 3 will continue the story from the first one, and then the miniseries will pick up the story from there. Got you.
I'm trying to find this what the Ninth Jedi want to remind me.
I liked the story of it very much. It's the animation to me though was like one of the better ones too, quality wise. Let me see.
I've got some images of it coming up, but
it's not ringing a bell.
No, but I love this little Fox Jedi thing. Or is he a hawk? Do you know the guy I'm talking about?
Here's here's a pretty decent clip from one of the fight scenes. It's like 50 seconds long from The Ninth Jedi. Just so you can see what we're working with. Might remind you of it.
It took me to the Tamira Morrison thing again.
Did I not? Oh, I didn't copy the link or something weird. That's my bad.
God, he loves that link.
I sure do. Every now and then you just need a nod.
Okay, wait there.
So give me a moment. I'll pull up something else about this one. It's so good though. Like I said, it was my favorite one in the first one. I just liked, how far into the future it was set, and
it's pretty good.
yeah, right? Pretty neat, right? So imagine a whole Star Wars anime series like with these characters and stuff.
So are the ones with red good or bad?
Bad, I believe. Yes.
Okay. Gnarly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can handle that.
Yeah. So, I love the fact that we get all the different art styles and visions. And just because I like the anime stuff best, I thought 2 was very good too. Definitely a different vibe and some different styles. But, I remember the director of The Ninth Jedi saying at the time that he had a story that he wanted to make a whole Ninth Jedi animated movie. He said that in an interview. So, I'm glad that they kind of took him up on it. You know what I mean? Because I think that could be very interesting. And again, exciting because it's going to be completely disconnected from everything by quite a bit. And depending on how far, I can't remember the exact time frame. Like when you look it up, it's like sometime after 35 years after A New Hope, but it's way more than that. So unconnected to everything, new characters and stuff. I think that's got a lot of potential. I'm very excited for it.
What did you think about from Lucasfilm Animation, Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord?
That font is new metal as hell. That's what I thought. Oh, and another reason The Ninth Jedi rules is because it has an opening crawl, by the way.
There you go.
Many generations have passed since the light of the Jedi protected the galaxy. That's what the crawl starts with.
Delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you hyped for Darth Maul Shadow Lord?
I probably would have preferred the next series be something else. I like Maul, and I do think the story, of him doing all the weird underworld stuff after the Clone Wars is interesting, but I just don't think it would have been necessarily my choice for an animated series.
Is that why it's going to be covering?
Mm-hmm. It starts about a year after the Clone Wars.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's more interesting than just more Darth Maul during the Clone Wars. Because there is stuff to fill in between that and Solo, right? When we see him in the Crimson Dawn, or leading the Crimson Dawn.
Could he hang out with Dryden Voss?
I think that's a possibility, right?
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest nothing in.
Oh, well, it wasn't meant to be nothing. That's for sure.
That Darth Maul reveal.
Mm-hmm.
So funny. So we went over the Ahsoka stuff. Andor comes out tomorrow.
And it's getting really good reviews.
People do seem to like it.
Yeah, and I've seen some. They always do it, right? Where they can't help but review it in a way that spoils something. You know what I mean? So
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. I saw something about a returning character. Somebody in a review mentioned a returning character that was recast, and they said what character it was. I saw that on social media today.
Oh, that's lame.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Mendo?
No. How messed up would that be if the show comes out and Ben Mendelsohn is just not in it? He's been recast. That's just like the trailer for Rogue One back in the day with the TIE fighter.
How dare they? What do you think about those TIE fighter controller sticks?
I think they're neat.
I always feel like you could sprain your wrists driving a TIE fighter. Like,
They don't seem ergonomic, do they?
no.
Mm-mm.
It's sort of dangerous. So there you go. All right, Horse. I think that was about Star Wars Celebration. What do you think?
Yeah. I like I said, I'm pretty positive on most of the stuff coming out. I'm looking forward to it. I also just like seeing that we got stuff to look forward to, right? Because next year kind of seemed like it might just be Mando and Grogu, but we know Ahsoka's coming out next year. We know the Ninth Jedi series is coming out, and I believe the Darth Maul show starts next year too. So,
Yep. The yeah, I'm interested in this Starfighter, despite its very regrettable name.
I am too. And they're shooting that fairly soon. They said they start this fall. So that is, listen, still doesn't mean we see it across the finish line with all the original announced people, but it seems pretty dead set on actually happening, you know?
They seem keen.
Mm-hmm.
They seem keen. All right, well, I feel like this episode's gone on
long enough.
So Blue Harvest every Friday.
Yep. And if I can, real quick,
Yeah.
we're doing our episode 500 stream next week at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
Excellent. And is that when you're doing your very special soda report?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is indeed.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining the chat. Thanks everyone for listening. And may that force be with you. I got the balloons, Horse.
Mm-hmm. See
Life
you
is
guys.
good.
Look at that hat. You know were they selling that Never Tell Me the Odds hat in the Celebration store? Because if they did, they moved units, bro.
They would have sold a couple.
Yeah, having that handsome bastard coming out wearing it. If they didn't, shame on them.
Do you know what? It's really shame on you. If you tell him the odds.
Oh,